So, I've got a Lidl glider, a little XL glider for Christmas. I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I wanted to make a slope soarer. Now, ow, sticky out bit. Yeah, arm's about right, but I wanted to use Pitcherons. So two things. It isn't windy today, which is not ideal, but I want to try and check the CG and check the Pitcheron setup. It's going to be pretty tricky because, first of all, we want to see if it will glide, which in the neutral position. So it should, but that doesn't mean a thing, does it? So we're going to try that first. Okay then. Well, it certainly does, and I actually have control. Wow! So I must have cracked the CG. Now the interesting thing, of course, about Pitcherons, being that they're on the front, if you were, in the main wing, is that the elevators work in the opposite sense. So at the back, if you wanted the aircraft to go up, then the tail would go up, the elevator would go up, pitching the tail down, causing the aircraft to go up. It's completely opposite on a glider with Pitcherons. So they need to go down in order to get the model to go up. So that is up elevator, that is down elevator, as it were. Now it's less than ideal today. It did note that it wanted to go slightly one way. So there's not a great deal of Pitcheron movement. If I did it again, I would probably bury the servo a bit deeper. I've left myself with very little room, and it's not to do with control linkages. It's actually the physical position of the servo. The servo arm knocks against the actual main wing. Anyway, that was quite successful. So I've obviously got the CG bang on, and that is actually about the pitching moment. I put in at about 6 centimeters, 60 millimeters. Might not be the same for every single one of these, but that's where after I took the bolt out, I checked it with the bolt to start with. Well, that's perfectly acceptable, isn't it? So I look forward to a windy day, because you can't really do it today. There is a small amount of wind. I was hoping that we might get, the sort of 8 to 10 knots that we normally get, but nevertheless, I would say successful. We'll just do one more and try and get some turns out of it. Got to be gentle with those because, once again, it's got no rudder, so they are Pitcheron control movements, and they are the same as they would be normally. So they're in the normal sense. You wanted to go right, you'd lift the right wing, thereby dropping the wing and causing the model to turn to the right. So whilst the elevator is opposite, the ailerons, and this is obviously ailerons in a Pitcheron, is the same. I don't think any of that made any sense. Didn't to me, and I said it. So, But unfortunately, I've had a look, and I can't get the beck out of this. It's sort of, I've got it in such a way that I can't get it out, not easily, not without damaging the model. So, and I don't want to do that. So I think what we'll do, we'll start right in this corner, which then, if I throw it straight, gives us a left turn to land. Should have brought a catapult, eh? Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Didn't. Okay. Right, there we go. Oh. Woohoo! That dustbin makes a great target. Well, I would say, as a maiden for a motorless Pitcheron Glider, we have exceeded expectations by about 1,000,000%. So I really didn't expect that to work. Oh, I did expect it to work, but I didn't expect it to work quite so well. And I pegged the CSG, bang, right on. For those that are interested, just before I put it away, I'll actually show you just how I've manufactured this, which really wasn't very hard, and you know, you could easily stick a motor on it as well if you wanted to. I don't. I really want to use it as a glider. I don't get much opportunity for this sort of thing. So basically what you do is you take the top off, which you do by cutting around the profile with a long bladed sharp knife until you release it. Take the bolt out. I did a little bit of hollowing of the centre and put some batteries in it. Put some magnets in it, so it will stick on. And then I did exactly the same. I had a 2S battery, a Beck, as you can see, there's a Beck 2S battery, and hollowed out a bit which goes right the way through under the wing. Let me just disconnect this. And the receiver's sitting on the side quite happily, and two, I've got metal gear servos underneath. Now, from the point of view of how you construct it, what we'll do is put you on the table and just show you. There's an elastic band, and you just pull them off. A little bit of aluminium tube, a little bit of glass fibre tube, a little washer, and that right at the front, I hope you can see, is part of the servo embedded with some epoxy, and then it just slots in. So you put it in the hole, as it were, put that in the hole, push, and to hold it all in place, an elastic band and a peg. And that is as easy or as difficult as it gets. What do you think? Good idea? Seems like it. Otherwise it's standard, it's got no strengthening. I did tape the bottom of the wing. That just helps it be a bit stiffer. I left the dihedral in